Hey everyone, Jay here, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how I identify when a stock is about to explode before the explosion happens. Okay, so this is a tool I use to identify when a stock is going to either explode to the upside or start selling off. Okay, typically I don't really use a lot of indicators, but this is one of them that I do like to use, and it's very helpful to let me know when a stock is going to be flat, when it's getting ready for a squeeze type of move, or when it's getting ready for a sell-off. So let's get right into it. All right, so like I said, I don't really use a lot of indicators. I use a couple moving averages to determine the direction of a stock, whether it's an uptrend or a downtrend. And then I use something called the squeeze. Okay, so it's called the TTM squeeze. Helps me identify when a stock is getting ready to break out. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the iPad real quick, and I'm going to show you the indicator on an app called TradingView. And basically this squeeze indicator tells you when a stock is going to soar, when it's going to be flat, when it's consolidating, getting ready for a big move, and even when it's ready to sell off, or the sell off actually is ending. Okay, so let me switch over to the iPad and let's do this. All right, I'm actually on my computer, but here's what you need to know about this squeeze indicator. All right, so it's down here, and if you want to test it out, all you got to do is go up to indicators and then type in SQZ Pro. All right, and it's this one right here, Squeeze Pro Indicator Macquette 0, however you say that. All right, so it's that one. You click it, it'll pop up down here. Okay. So if you're on Thinkorswim, the TD Ameritrade platform I use, it's called TTM Squeeze, okay? TTM Squeeze, all right? So it looks the same, except on this one, there's like orange bubbles instead of just red and green. So let's talk about these bubbles, what they mean. Right now we're looking at Tesla on a daily chart. This squeeze indicator works on any chart, okay? But there's, like I said, the three different dot colors, okay? Red, green, and on this one there's orange. On the TTM squeeze on TD Ameritrade, there are no orange ones. Honestly, they're the same, the red and the orange, okay? So basically what the red means is the squeeze move is forming, okay? That means you see price like consolidated. When the bubbles are red down low, see how they're red, orange down here? See how price isn't really doing much, okay? That means the energy is being built up, price is consolidating, and the squeeze is forming, okay? So when you see the red dots, that means the squeeze is forming. The stock isn't ready to explode just yet, but it's building up the energy to get ready to do that, all right? So now, when is it going to explode? How do I know when? Well, that's when you wait for a green dot. Okay, so let me draw over here so you guys can see this. All right, you see all of this red dots, all these red and orange dots, and you see how price is just moving sideways. Yeah, that means it's building up energy and it's getting ready to blow. All right, and this happens a lot right here again. Moving sideways, getting ready to blow. Wait for the green dot, boom. Green dot, you see it in the price action. It just explodes once the squeeze starts firing, and that is the green dot. When you get a green dot, that means the squeeze is firing and the energy is being released. So remember how it was building up all the energy with the red dots, and the price action was just moving sideways, consolidated. Now that energy is being released. It could be released to the upside or the downside, all right? And that's what we look at the histogram for. That's these light blue bars, dark blue bars, and the yellow and the red, okay? That's the histogram, all right? So we got the dots and we got the histogram. Now, other thing we look at is the price action, obviously. So real quick recap, red dots. What does that mean? That means price is getting ready to explode, but not yet. That means, price is consolidating, price is going sideways, energy is being built up, and we're not ready to explode yet, but it's coming, okay? So you got to be patient when you're in the red dot phase. Now, what do you want to wait for? A green dot, okay? We'll talk about exactly what I look for an entry in a little bit, but a green dot that means the squeeze is firing and the move is getting ready to start. And now the histogram, these big bars, the yellow or the light blue, see, let me delete all these drawings real quick. The yellow or the light blue, how do I get all these out of here? There we go. So the yellow or the light blue means upside, okay? Means that the momentum is up. Got it? And the red or the dark blue means that the momentum is turning down. That's bearish, okay? So light blue, as you could see, momentum's turning to the upside. That's bullish. And then when it stops, you know, it's not really 100% accurate on this for Tesla right here, but when it starts getting dark blue, that means, you know, the squeeze move is over and price might start, you know, stop going up rather. Okay, so this one was a better prediction on the squeeze indicator. We could see that light blue upside, and then boom, once it turned dark blue, we got some downside and Tesla started selling off. Okay, so this is a good indicator to let you know, all right, maybe it's time to get out once I see these dark blue bars. Okay, so now we got the basics down. We got the red dots, the green dots, the squeeze, and, you know, the histogram. So when do I get into a long trade? All right, so this is the sauce right here. Okay, so this is the sauce, and I'm about to give it to you. This is when you know, when everything lines up, when to get into a long trade. Okay, so first thing you need to know, the squeeze histogram has to be positive. Okay, see down here, it's negative. Now look at the zero right here. Look at that zero. Obviously, when it's below, you see my crosshairs, it's negative, and when it's above zero, that means it's positive. All right, so you want the squeeze indicator to be above the zero line. You want the histogram to be above the zero line. Okay, so that means above zero. Now the 5-period moving average, which is what I use. Here's all the moving averages I use: 5, 20, 50, 200. You want the 5-period EMA to be above the 20. Okay, so the 5-period is the orange, and the 20 is the white. Got it? So you want the 5 to be above the 20, and obviously the 20 is going to be above the 50 and the 200 EMA, and that means all these moving averages are stacked positive. When all the moving averages are stacked positive, that means price is very bullish right now. Okay, so this tells you to trend upwards, and it eliminates a lot of the stocks that aren't really ideal for to get into a trade. Okay, so what do we do to wait for an entry? All right, so first thing, you want the histogram to be positive. Okay, you want the 5 moving average to be above the 20, and then the last thing, you want price to move down and pull back to the 20 EMA. So in this case, we had some sideways movement. All right, we had some sideways movement, and then price pulled back to the white line, which is the 20 EMA right around here. Obviously a couple other times, but in this case down here, you know, we are under the 20 EMA. See, we're under still. We waited for a little pop. The dots were still red, and then boom. Once we got up here, we started getting above the 20 EMA, started getting above the 5, and then we waited for a pullback on this day right here, got to the 20, and that was our signal to get in. Okay, so what you want to wait for is histogram to be positive, 5 EMA above the 20, and then you want to wait for price to pull back to the 20 EMA. Got it? All right, so then that just shows you that the trade is getting ready to go. As long as it holds above that 20 EMA, you load the boat and you just wait, okay? Because that means the squeeze is happening and price is getting ready to explode, all right? So once that happens, you would just wait for a green bar. Boom, got the green bar, the dot, and then that's just it. You get in, you wait, and usually these squeezes last for like 8 to 10 bars. Okay, so from the first light blue one and the green dot, 8 to 10 bars. Got it? So that's 8 to 10 days if you're on a daily chart. And yeah, you do the math on like an hour chart. If you're on an hour chart, it would last for 8 to 10 hours and etc. Okay? So why do I wait for the 20 EMA, you might think? Why am I so patient and wait for that 20 EMA to, for price to jump up and then pull back to it? It's because that's like the mean, that's the average of the stock, okay? And everything that goes crazy, I'll show you plenty of charts. Everything that goes crazy always reverts back to the mean, and it always comes back to the 20 EMA, and then it'll start running from there, okay? So I'll show you other stocks that this happens with. UAVS, that's a stock I talked about on this channel, and guess what? This thing was... look, energy was being built up for a while down here. Then what happened? We got a green dot, price started to rip, and then we got a little pullback as these bars turned dark blue, right? And then guess what? Look right here. That's the 20 EMA. That's the pullback you're waiting for to get in, right? You wait for the stock to run up a little bit, pulls back, and then you have your green dots already firing away. That is a great setup. You don't always have to get in right at the beginning. You could wait a little bit, wait for it to pull back. If it holds that 20 EMA, like I said, everything always reverts back to the mean, and then we got another explosion because we got some more light blues in here. Boom, boom, and then even some more, and this thing just continued to rip. And then look what happened again. You could have got in again recently as this thing was holding, the 20 EMA is a white line, and then it started to rip again. Started getting some more blue, okay? So this is a good indicator to use to identify when the momentum is strong, when it's getting a little weaker. You can see right here with the price action started dropping, and we got these dark blue. What does the dark blue bars mean? Price is turning to the downside, all right? So there you go. Now, when do you get out of these stocks? When do you get out of these stocks that are exploding? Well, you got to set predetermined targets, okay? So if you set predetermined targets to know where you want to get out, you take profit there. So let's say once I got in at, UAVS at $5, let's say my target was $10. Once it hits $10, you just get out, right? You get out, take your profits, wait for another entry. Another easy thing to, determine when to get out is when you have two dark blue bars on the chart, okay? So in this case, we didn't get any dark blue bars until up here around, right here around $14. So if you were patient and just let the histogram tell you when to get out, you would have waited, instead of getting out at that $10 target, you would have, got an extra couple bucks letting it run, because we didn't get two dark blue bars until around $13, $14. Okay, see that down here, dark blue? Just look at the price action, matches up right around here, 14 bucks. Okay, so also another thing you could use for when to get out is when price closes below the 50 EMA. So that's this blue line down here. If you're in all the way down here, you could obviously be taking profits along the way, or, if the move, you just want to let it run, wait for it to break under the 50 EMA. All right. I know it looks like a crazy drop, but as price keeps going up, this moving average will go up with the price. So if you want to just be patient, wait for it to break under the 50 EMA, be my guest, do that. You'll still be making money getting in from the beginning of the squeeze. Another thing is if the 5 EMA crosses below the 20, okay? So we would still be holding this even from, this first initial entry, because look, the 5 EMA never crossed under the 20. That's the orange one crossing under the white. Never happened. So you would still be holding this trade. I'm still holding this trade, and I'm long from like $4 on UAVS, or 4 to 5. All right. So that's the squeeze indicator. I hope you learned something from this. And I appreciate you watching. If you learned something, maybe share it with a friend. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now you'll know about the squeeze indicator. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about this stuff, you want to follow what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, you want to learn everything I know about options, check out the course down below. Doing a deal right now where it's pretty much like $200 off. So go check that out. And you could, join us at the Day Trading Secrets. That's what I call the group. And you could follow us, see what I'm getting into on a day-to-day basis, see how I move, see how I get into my trades, what I look for, etc. More about this squeeze stuff. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for the next one.